Hello everyone, my name is Sandang100 and welcome to the Commerce Squadron channel. Today we're going to be talking about command panels and player inputs. This was recently changed in one of the recent updates, so it is a little confusing for some people trying to move over to it or people just learning. So this video will go over it, explain exactly how to do it and how to use it. But these are very useful for anything that requires an input. Say your moderator is trying to ban someone, typing a reason, maybe you're trying to make a custom message, or maybe trying to get a player input for something else like a password command, things like that. But if you guys enjoy the video, please leave a like. If you want to see more of these videos, consider subscribing. Hope you're all having a great day, and let's get on into it. For this, I have created a new panel called player input. The perm really doesn't matter since I'm opt. Title of just player input. The command is just for now just PI for player input, and everything else really doesn't matter. So let's get started. So for the first part, I'm just going to explain how player input works and how to use it. After that, I'll be explaining more of the advanced stuff like trying to make sure the player actually put something. So to get started, all we're going to do is do player-input and then a line, kind of like commands. For this, I'm just going to do message equals CP player input, just like that. Then we're going to put a command, and we're just going to do dash say hello world. This player input right here is the new part from the new formatting. You used to just put it in the commands and it would do it, but now you have to put it in the actual player input section. And these commands will always run once the input is put in place. If it is not, then it will not run. The commands will always run before the player input, pretty much as soon as they click the item. But inside the player input, you can do any command. It doesn't have to have the input in it, but somewhere inside the player input, you should have this placeholder for a specific command. And what this will do is message the player whatever they type. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. So now we're going to go in-game and test it out. In-game, do /CPR. Then we're going to do PI to get into my panel. And you'll see right now it says example input. So if we click this, it'll then say enter something for the command. So to do this, we're just going to exit out and we're going to type hello world. Now if you do that, it'll do the hello world command. So that's the extreme basics of it, but now I'm going to show you how to make it a little bit smoother of a process. Say you want it so that when they click it, it closes the panel, then after they're done with the input, it'll open the panel back up with the input in place. So now all we're going to do is change this to CPC, which will close the panel as soon as they click. And then this command will be the input one where they put the input in. And for this, I'm just going to add a color now. And then for the next line, we're going to use open equals, and we're going to use the panel name. So this panel, and we're just going to put that there. So this will open up the panel and put the input command in and just reopen it. But what I'm going to do is save this input to a placeholder. So then we're going to do a space, square brackets. On the inside of the square brackets, we're going to use the new placeholder format. So for this, all you're going to type is the name of the placeholder you want. So we're just going to do player input, just like that. Then you're going to do the semicolon, and we're going to do CP player input, just like that. Now make sure you case this in some sort of parentheses or something, just so it doesn't break the YML. So now that we've done that, this placeholder right here is going to be set to whatever the input that was given. So for this, you would use, say, CP player input, just like that, and that would show whatever they put. So what I'm going to do is add a lore of CP player input, just like that, which is the one we want to create. And now we can go in game and test. So to recap, player input, then it'll ask to put the input in chat after closing the panel. Then once they're done putting the input in, it'll then open the panel with a new placeholder set to whatever they actually put in chat. And then it'll show it inside the lore of the item. So back in game, so I had to fix it, add some quotations here and change this to actual quotes. Now back in game, CPR. Then if we do PI, it'll open up. And now when we click it, you'll see it has no placeholder set, so it does not show up. But if we click, it'll close it, ask for the input. So then we'll just type tiny tank, whatever, just like that. And now you'll see it opens it up and the placeholder is now there with the data. And in chat, you also see it typed out what we put. So that is how you make it a little bit smoother, where it closes it for them automatically and then reopens the panel to do whatever you need to do. You can either reopen the panel and not use the input, or you can open it up, keep the input and use it somewhere else. But now I'm going to move on to checking if they actually put something. And if they didn't, then don't allow them to continue. So for this, all we need is the player input as usual. So we're just going to keep this here and use this inside of a has value. So this player input is just going to open the panel and call it good. So now what we're going to do is use a has value. If you guys don't know how to use any of the has values or has sections, there'll be a card in the top right. You can go watch that video. It's a very in-depth tutorial on exactly how to do everything. If you'd like to follow along, you can. I will be explaining everything you need. But that video will help you get an in-depth knowledge on how to do this kind of stuff. So first, all we need is a has value. We're going to put a value of nothing, an output of false, because this is checking if the placeholder has something. We're going to compare with the placeholder we created earlier, which is the CP player input. Just like that. So just checking if this is filled out. If it is not, then it won't show this. It'll just show this top item up here. So now all we're going to do is make a material of green wool, a name of good job. I'm going to do a lore of the input just so that we can see what it is. And we're going to do some special commands. So I'm going to use left equals console equals hello world. Actually, we're not going to do hello world. We're going to use the placeholder just like that. And then we're going to use right equals. I forgot the dash here. And for this right equals, I'm going to do open equals player input. And what this is going to allow them to do is right click to restart and not confirm. So here we'll just add left click to confirm and right click to start over, just like that. And now if we go in game, do /CPR, open it up, you'll see it's a normal piece of paper. It has nothing in the input. If we click, it'll close, ask us to input, so I can just type hello world, just like that. That's fine. And you'll see it now shows green that we have filled this out and it's working. It'll show hello world below it, and then if we left click, it'll make console do the command. I think I may have forgot the word say, so it's not actually working. And then if we right click, it'll start over. So if we right click, you'll see it opens up this panel again. And now we can start over, type something else, and there you go. So that is the basics of confirming as well as other player input methods. So this was just a quick little video running down exactly how to do it. Just remember, if a player cancels, it will not run any of the commands inside of the player input section, so you don't have to worry about anything being broken if a player does cancel. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please leave a like. I will also have the command panel's wiki and Discord in the description, so you can go check those out if you need further help. You can always come into the Discord, ask any questions there, and we can answer them whenever we can. There'll also be a link to the Okami Squadron website down below. There are plenty of free panels that you can download, use, and change however you want for your servers using command panels. If you guys would like to watch more videos like these or any others I have uploaded, please consider subscribing. Hope you all are having a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.